What's good, guys? Zeno here. Today we're gonna go for another day of World Cup action. Groups A and Group B played the second round of games in the group stage. Now, in regards to Group B, England's group, after the absolute demolition of Iran, it was clear to see that England were on the up and Iran were on the down. But after seeing the results of their two games, it looks like they've turned things around. You could say potentially negatively for England and definitely positive for Iran, who beat Wales 2-0. Now, a lot of people might have pictured Wales to have a chance against Iran, but the reality was clear in the game. Iran just looked that extra bit organised, that extra bit in control, and delivered the quality when it mattered, albeit very late after Wayne Hennessy's sending off. So, England came into this game against the USA with a chance to guarantee their qualification to the next round. And they were unable to do that. And they remain unable to beat USA. This is the third time they've played against USA in the World Cup, and it's the third time they've failed to beat them. So I don't know what's up in the air with that, but it's clear to see that England just can't beat USA. It's their bogey side. And a lot of people really thought England were going to smack them up. Even I considered that notion of that happening, but it hasn't happened. USA was surprisingly solid, you know. The midfield helped a lot. Obviously, everyone's talking about the performances of Yunus Musa and Tyler Adams once again was solid. I was gonna say fantastic. He wasn't that good, and Weston McKennie, who did miss a key chance actually in the first half, I believe it was in the first half. Yeah, it was in the first half. So really and truly, if watching the game, it was pretty evenly balanced. No team could really create that many clear-cut chances. Another moment I remember is Pulisic hitting the bar. Kane having a chance near the end, I think, and Kane having a chance even earlier in the game. Obviously, people expected England to play a lot better than that after the demolition of Iran, but it's so hard to, I guess, come for such a high, especially when you didn't expect such a result to then repeat that unexpectedness again. Harsh reality is that England were going to have a tough time in this group, and this match just reminded them of that reality. Now moving on to Group B. Well, actually, let me just tell you the status of Group A first, even though I think... Well, let me tell you the status of Group B to end before I move on to Group A. England are in control of the group. They are top. It goes 4-3-2-1. And, so England 4. I believe it's around 3, USA 2. Wales 1. Wales have it all to do. They're not going to beat England by 4 clear goals. So they're not going to make it through. Let's be honest here. I'm just going to say it right here, right now. Some things are within the realms of possibility, but are still impossible, if that makes sense. And that is not happening. I doubt it. Not happening. But you never know. I guess you never know. Something crazy could happen. That could happen. But Wales look like they're as good as gone. And obviously Wales and Iran will fight. Wales and Iran and USA will fight themselves to have a chance to see who goes through. And join England, most likely. Anyways, moving on to Group A. Speaking of teams that might get knocked out, Qatar are already gone. The first host since South Africa in 2010 to be knocked out in the group stage. Unfortunate for them, but they never really showed the quality needed. Now, the performance against Senegal was much improved, but it wasn't enough to get a decent result. They still lost 3-1. They got a goal though. So Mohamed Montari scored a header. Mendy had to make some really good saves in the second half, but overall it was a game that Senegal were really in control of. Maybe Qatar lucky that there was no Mali playing because it could have been more than 3. But Senegal were in control of the game. And although Qatar had their moments of pressure, Senegal are just a better team, aren't they? International football quality usually does win over. Obviously, when you talk about Wales, going back to Group B, depending on Bale too much is dangerous, and he obviously isn't quite 100% and isn't quite getting the service, and now he's not performing. Obviously Qatar have this guy called Afif, who's excellent in the Qatar League, I guess, and he's been touted as the golden boy, but it's not enough, especially for a team of Qatar's level, unfortunately. But moving on to the other game in Group B, Netherlands against Ecuador. Now, obviously, Netherlands continued to stumble through the competition. After kind of you can say kind of lucking into a win against Senegal. They didn't really deserve to win, but they took advantage of some Mendy errors to win the game. This time around against Ecuador, who are they clearly are feeling themselves after beating Qatar 2-0 in such comfortable fashion. Were a very good competition for them. And once again, Netherlands weren't playing anywhere near the highest level, but Ecuador will take confidence from that result and see themselves as believing in beating Senegal to make it to the next round. But yeah, Netherlands' position, top of the table, I guess. What could go wrong? They have the advantage still, 1 win, 1 draw. Of course, they haven't played well, but in tournament football, it's all about results. That's what they will tell you, especially at this stage of the competition. So I think they will be okay with where they are. But of course, there's space to improve, and hopefully the game against Qatar will probably give them that space to improve. But nonetheless, I think I'm going to end it there for the update for what day are we on, man? Day 6. Hope you guys enjoyed listening to this shorter episode, because I think we'd keep them short like this if it's just me. But I believe next episode I will be joined by a few guests. It might not even be Mini Logic, to be honest. It might not be Mini Football Logic. It might actually be a ZFR podcast, but stay tuned in it. I'll see you soon. See you tomorrow.
Mini Logic.